Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Trudging Tuesdays. Yep. Hi. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Right. I'm not, still not feeling very well. I actually feel worse than I did yesterday. Can't go see my wife because she's quarantined. In order for me to go, I have to put on the whole white suit, and I'm sick myself, so they're not gonna. Yeah, you can't always get what you want. It sucks. It's 11:11, by the way. So there's that. All right. So prayers for my wife. It's sepsis. She's septic. Sounds like a shocking word. Shock. Toxic shock. So we're going to take our time, figure out what's going on. Work on some prevention so it doesn't happen again. I will let you know now. I'm going to have to mute every now and again to blow my nose. It's coming up. So if I sneeze, I promise you won't get it. You guys, what is going on this morning? Hold on a second. Give me 1 second here. I got to yell at some cats. Oh, for a second there, I thought I wasn't muted. God. They're acting weird. They think they're out of food. You know, when one bowl is empty. I have the feeders. Feeder McFeeders. So they eat when they want to, and they are not starving. But cats are consistent creatures. You got to be consistent with them, or they get all pissy with you. Sound familiar? See, yeah, when I'm like this, I tend to be a dick. All right. I've already yelled at a few people today. Not yelled at them, but you know, they're like, look, hey, we got some more money. I'm like, yay, you're going to abuse us more. I become a smart ass. I get confrontational because I don't feel good. I'm kind of a dick when I don't feel good. I need to take my meds. I hope you guys don't mind. After this, I need to go to the store. Yep. All right, we've taken our fish oil, our multivitamins, and our blood thinners. And statin. Gotta have that stat. I watched Charlie Sheen, aka Charlie Sheen, last night. That was very interesting. It was very interesting to watch while sick, man. Man, that guy has been through a lot. And I can tell you, if I did half of what he did, I'd be dead. Wow. What a story. All right. John Cryer acts just like Alan. He's a perfect fit for that role. He does not like it. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's a good show. I would recommend it. For anybody in recovery, I would really recommend it, because what it's going to do is tell you that there's still some yets out there There's some things that you have not experienced that you do not want to experience. And he came out as gay, but that's not surprising. I kind of already knew, right? That was the big moment that he said that he likes men too. I don't give a fuck. I've always liked Charlie Sheen. I'm not sure why. Maybe I relate. I don't know. Look at this Aurora Mental Health popping up on my screen here. Good for them. Good job, Aurora Mental Health. I'm a big supporter of Aurora Mental Health. We should probably let you know what I support. Right? Like, well, right. All right. I got to turn this heater off. Because the regular heat came on and it'll get too hot. And I'm wearing a thick shirt because I'm cold. All right. You know what time it is? It's probably time for me to go back to bed. I have therapy today at 2, and I don't want to miss it. So I may take a little nap. All right. So should we tell some jokes? Amber says, do you like men too? LOL, JK, 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 JK. Not sexually. I have no problem. I actually don't mind that question. Doesn't bother me. If a guy's a good-looking guy, sure. I've never been sexually attracted to men, but I like beauty where beauty is, man. And there are some men that, sure, they're really good looking. Lead singer of Maroon 5, good looking dude. Yeah. So I've never been necessarily attracted on a sexual basis, but it doesn't bother me. I remember I was working at electronic payment systems. And there was a guy that worked there, and he didn't hide being gay. I'm surprised they hired him, honestly, because these people were, oh my God, right? And I was clocking into work one day, and he was talking about he was reading a men's magazine last night, and he said there was a guy in there that kind of looked like you. And he's like, "What were you doing in April?" And I said, "I guess you'll never know now, will you?" Right. So, and I've been called gay a lot, right? So, Amber says you said related to Charlie right after talking about him liking men. Of course, yeah, you can give me jokes, especially if they're good jokes. I don't mind. Doesn't bother. And I know Amber well enough; she can joke with me about that. Actually, anybody can. Call me religious, and we're gonna have a fight. Call me gay, and I ain't gonna care. Gotta laugh at something, right? Laughing makes me feel better. So does singing. All right, let's get to the jokes. Enough with Dion's gayness. Welcome to Dion's Daily Funnies. Oh, this comes and goes. So, all right. What's blue and doesn't weigh very much? Light blue. Light blue. Okay. Light blue. Okay. I was wondering if the clearly this has been sleeping. All right. We got it to work on the other one. All right. Because I have 2 laugh soundtracks. One's a little bit lighter, one's a little bit heavier. Where did you learn how to make a banana split? At Sunday school. I learned it in Sunday school. What happened to the frog that parked illegal? I didn't tell you to do it. Man, they really like that joke. It's just played over and over again. Okay, it stopped. What happened to the frog that parked illegally? It got towed. It got towed. It got towed. Maybe I'm going to have to blow my nose here in a second. All right. One more. What type of bear is toothless? A gummy bear. Gummy bear. All right. Gay baby Jesus. Shut up. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I'm an alcoholic. She's saying that because I said you can call me gay, but not religious. So she's calling me gay baby Jesus. It goes with it. All right. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. And we are certainly not making fun of people that are gay because Amber can't. So there's that. Actually, a lot of people in my life are bisexual and gay. A lot of people in my life. So I'm going to tell you something. I don't give a fuck. All right. So, vision for you. For most normal folk, that is not you and me. It's not you and me. It's not what they're talking about. Normal folk, people that can have half a drink. Okay. Did you know do you want to know how much a normal drinker has? Let's go with non-alcoholic. One or less. They don't need more than that. Drinking means conviviality, companionship, and colorful imagination. It means release from care, boredom, and worry. It is joyous intimacy with friends and a feeling that life is good. Yeah. I felt that way during some of my drinking. I did. Good morning, Sharon. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Amber says people could create this fellowship too. The dry humor is what I crave. Yeah. Yeah, we need that. We need humor and all sorts of humor, right? You know, and that's part of what this is about. Living a new life, being free from the bondage of self, doing the best that we can each day, right? So it says it enjoys some intimacy with friends and a feeling that life is good. All right. All right. Now, I have that in my life right now through the fellowship. Huh. Give me a second. I got to blow my nose. All right. Thank you for letting me do that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ever says the car in front of me, the plate says Bloob. It's a blue car and it's a Subaru. Of course, it's a Subaru. It's Colorado. And they're probably gay. All right. We can say that in Colorado. So I did go through some of this with some of my drinking. Not all times were bad, but it seemed like in the last few years of my drinking, there weren't many good times. They were far and few in between. And even if there was a good time going on, it would probably be um, replaced by something negative pretty quick. All right. So, but not so with us in those last days of heavy drinking. The old pleasures were gone. They were but memories. Right. Now, let me tell you something. No, I don't want to ruin it. Okay. So the way it's really interesting the way that they got Charlie Sheen off of meth and drugs. His drug dealer and his drug counselor got together, right? And he asked the drug dealer to start cutting back on the amount that he puts in. He's like, make it lower and lower. Finally, Charlie got to a point. He's like, it's not even working anymore. I might as well quit. And he quit. He didn't realize that he had been detoxing for a year and a half. Wow. I've never heard a story like that, right? Amber says, I was a gay Subaru owner. I owned 4 of them. See? Right? All right. All right. The old pleasures were gone. They were but memories. Never could we recapture the great moments of the past. There was an insistent yearning to enjoy life as we once did, and the heartbreaking obsession that some new miracle of control would enable us to do it. There's always one more attempt and one more failure. Now, here's part of the fallacy of the alcoholic thinking. We think we can recapture the past. Nope. What we didn't understand is that you can't experience something new twice. Yeah, you only get it that once. All right. Like the first time that I drank around a bunch of people and they thought I was really cool when I was 13 years old. Yep. I would chase that moment in time for a very, very long time. For a long, long time. Right. Man, we're just throwing all sorts of innuendo here today. All right. There's always one more attempt and one more failure. All right. So we were trying to recapture old moments and we couldn't because they didn't exist anymore. They were gone. We'd already experienced them. So what you need to do now is create new experiences. But you're not going to, all the experiences from drugs and alcohol that were good, they're gone. I can tell you that right now. They're gone. You've done them. You already done it. There is no more. And now I'm getting a headache. The less people tolerated us, the more we withdrew from society, from life itself, as we became subjects of King Alcohol, shivering denizens of his mad realm, the chilling vapor that his loneliness settled down, it thickened, ever becoming blacker. Some of us sought out sordid places, hoping to find understanding, companionship, and approval. Momentarily, we did. When you go out of your way to find companionship and approval in sordid places, do you know what you create? Trauma, right? Yeah, you think that dive bar was the low? Imagine being trapped in a trap house. See, I'm an alcoholic. I didn't go through that. I don't know what it's like. Do you? Some people here might. Gang stalking. Drugs drugs bring on a whole different level of bullshit. Yeah, that I'm glad I didn't go through. Would have killed me. There's no way. No, no way. I gotta blow my nose. All right. Thank you for letting me do that. So, Amber says everyone on this live better be on night owls tonight. I have it in my calendar. If I'm awake, then I'll probably hop on. I probably won't be on camera, but if I'm awake and feeling halfway decent, then I'll hop on. Right. So we sought out sordid places, and this created more trauma in our lives, right? Momentarily we did. Then would come oblivion, the awful awakening to face the hideous four horsemen: terror, bewilderment, frustration, despair. Unhappy drinkers who read this page will understand, or drug addicts, you'll understand this. Oh, yeah. Terror, bewilderment, frustration, despair. Four of my favorite, not favorite, four of my best friends for a while. These people didn't scare me. These That didn't scare me. I don't know why. Death did not scare me. In fact, it was quite the opposite. They gave me a horse, man. We went riding, kicked open the gates of hell, and I went and fucking partied. These are the only people willing to be around me anymore at this point. These hideous four horsemen. They're the only friends that I had left at the end there. Even my wife was getting ready to walk away. And I've never seen a love so deep for another person in my life. You know, she was my wife. She was my girlfriend when I was younger. There is a whole box out there with all the stuff Dion gave her. And she kept it her whole life. Yeah. Kind of missing my wife. So I don't like her being alone and away from me and hurting. Drives me a little crazy. That's part of marriage, man. So, but yeah, we need to create new happy moments, right? And there's only really one way to do that in the now. You can't, you cannot have new moments, right? And now that's what we have. See, whenever I go to grassroots, this is what I get. I get conviviality, companionship, and colorful imagination. I feel a release from care, boredom, and worry. Aha. So see, the answer is there. It's there. Now and then, a serious drinker, feeling better at the time. I don't miss it at all. I feel better, work better, having a better time. As ex-problem drinkers, we smile at such a sally. We know our friend is like a boy whistling in the dark to keep up his spirits. Huh? He fools himself. Inwardly, he would give anything, take half a dozen drinks, and get away with them. Okay? There's a second part to that, and get away with it. Okay? You ever hear of a kleptomaniac? Somebody that gets a thrill out of stealing things? It doesn't matter if they have money or not. It doesn't matter. They're stealing because they get a thrill out of this. We get a thrill out of getting away with it. That's the crazy part of it. All right. It isn't that I shouldn't have had a DUI, it's that I never got caught. It isn't that I didn't do illegal things, it's just that I didn't get caught. Huh. Actually, I didn't do too many. But compared to who? You know? If I compare it to Charlie Sheen, I didn't do shit. But I can't do that, can I? Or what's going to happen? Then my mind will be like, well, if he went that far, well, then I can go a little bit further. Oh, that's not what that means. All right. He will presently try the old game again, for he isn't happy about his sobriety. He cannot picture life without alcohol. Someday, he will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Then he will know loneliness such as few do. He will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. The end of my drinking career, I used to wake up in the morning and swear at God that I was still alive. I'm like, why, God? Why am I still here? And I would get angry with him. Even drinking, I still talk to God. Mostly when I was in trouble. All right. He will wish for the end. Yeah, death seemed a much better way out. But I was also unthinking. What about all the people it would affect? I tell you now, though, at 45, when I was trying to get off the hooch, oh man. If there was a time that I should have died, it should have been about 31, 32. That way my kids would have never really known. I'm just being honest here. I get a little morbid when I'm sick. Anyway, and alcoholics and addicts, you do this too. Okay. 45. Remember when you picked an age which you were going to die by? And we brag about it. Wow. I'm going to fuck my life up so much, I'm going to die by the time I'm 35. You might. You might. Right? We have shown you how we got out from under. You say, yes, I'm willing, but am I be consigned to a life where I shall be stupid, boring, and glum like some righteous people I see? I know I must get along without liquor, but how can I? Have you a sufficient substitute? And I need to blow my nose. All right. Nothing came out. All right. Cold medicine just doesn't work that well. Actually, I'd probably feel worse if I didn't have the cold medicine there. Okay. Yes, there is a substitute, and it is vastly more than that. It is the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. There you will find release from care, boredom, and worry. Your imagination will be fired. Life will mean something at last. The most satisfactory years of your existence lie ahead. Thus, we find the fellowship, and so will you. Yeah. That's what happened to me. It took a little while, though. I had a lot of things that I needed to work on before I could understand how to be a good friend. But I really do think that everything that I went through in that part of my sobriety was for a reason. Yeah. Because now I wouldn't, I like the friendships that I have. I like my life today, you know. Um, and I just try and be a better person each day. Feeling guilty because I can't go see my wife. I know it's not on me, but I feel guilty, which I shouldn't. So, sorry. There's some other things that have me sad too. Um, I may have to shut down some things like Podbean. I may have to shut it down and the website. So, all right. How is that to come about? You ask, where am I to find these people? You're going to meet these new friends in your own community. Near you, alcoholics are dying helplessly like sinking ships. Right? So, we don't really do it that way anymore. I mean, we do, but we don't. Right? Hi, Michelle. Michelle says, sorry I'm late. You get to be a wizard today. Not only that, but I said I wasn't going. So I said I wasn't going live for a week, but I ain't going to be able to get any work done today. So it is what it is. Maybe I'll take tomorrow off. We'll see. I don't know. I had to contribute somehow. I have to contribute. Ah, I, you know, keep keep. This is what I would suggest: meeting hop. Do a little bit of meeting hopping. Find your home group. Find a place where you belong. Your intuition will tell you. Okay, and listen to it. Don't make up excuses to hang around certain places. If you don't feel like you belong, it is because these people are probably doing something that you don't know about that you would not do. Listen to your gut. If it says find a different meaning, find a different meaning. Right? But you're going to meet these people as you walk the road of recovery. It comes down to intentions. When your intentions change, the people in your life change. See, the people that are in my life have the same intentions as me. And the intention is to help other alcoholics. It's all I do. All I do. Right. You know, here in January, we might be starting up a few more meetings. East Metro Detox wants us to start a meeting. Yeah. At the new location. I've been the first person they asked, by the way. We're not going to just do that. We're going to do all sorts of groups down there. We're going to help out. Right. Community Reach Center has a couple of inpatient places, and we're trying to place some meetings in there. Now, keep in mind, when we do those ones, they cannot be hybrid. No, there's too many HIPAA things going on. Yeah, all right. We cannot have them on. They cannot be on camera, being, televised, not televised, but on screen. In a bunch of different places. Man, right. Um, your sponsor will probably become a good friend of yours. But you'll meet these people as you walk the happy road, as you trudge the happy road of destiny. Right? Yeah. So I want to do more, but I think that's where we should probably end it. So I did the best. We do the best that we can each day. Um, Today may not be a huge day for, you know, we're not all sick on the same day. And in a literal sense, you know what? Let's do the Daily Trudge from A Day at a Time because I liked it. I liked it, and I gotta mute you again. Thank you. All right, December 30th. My life before coming to the program was not unlike the lives of so many of us who were cruelly buffeted and tormented by the power of our addictions, right? Yes, we understand each other in that sense. Right? For years I had been sick and tired. When I became sick and tired of being sick and tired, I finally surrendered and came to the program. All right. Now, we've been seeing this a lot. We have got to stop taking away the consequences of alcoholism and drug addiction. You're watching it with that guy from, I forget his name, but he was on Nickelodeon, something like that, right? And they tried to get him help, and what did he do? He abused him, and it was a national story. And I'm going to tell you what, that this is exhibitionism, my friends. That's all that is. It's a good story, and it's disgusting. You thought his friend thought money would save this guy. Money doesn't save anybody from this addiction. And if we continue to remove the consequences that we pay for drinking and using drugs, you're going to die on this stuff. I know I'm weird that way. Well, if we can bring less harm, you're creating more harm. Yeah. No, I don't think that. I think that if you get caught selling drugs, using drugs, having drugs on you, you should go to jail. Yes, I believe that. I know you may not like me for it, but it is the consequence for doing something illegal. Okay. Would I rather see this person go to treatment and get help? Yes. Yes, I would. Absolutely. But we can't make it the easy way out. What, then they go to some froofy treatment center. Oh, because the content, and that's one of the things Charlie Sheen was talking about last night. The consequences didn't match, right? It's like when I was in junior high and I'd skip a class and then I'd get suspended for 2 days. They were giving me exactly what I wanted. So we can't continue taking away the consequences. When we do that, their bottom will become rock bottom, and rock bottom is death. Yeah. See, that guy was being nice to his friend, but he wasn't being kind. It's not easy to confront somebody on on their behavior. And an alcoholic who is drinking on the fuckets and a drug user using drugs on the fuckets is one of the most dangerous people, and they need to be locked up. It sucks saying it. All right. Now I realize that I had been helped all along by a higher power. It was this power indeed that allowed me to live so that I could eventually find a new way of life. Since my awakening, have I found a measure of serenity previously unknown in my life? Absolutely, I have. Right. And, the awakening was pretty much, I can do this. I can do this. Today I pray, may I realize that my higher power has not suddenly come into my life like a stranger opening a door when I knocked. The power has been there all along. If I will just remember how many bruises with disaster I have survived by a fraction of time or distance. Now that I've come to know my higher power better, I realize that I must have been saved for something, for helping others like me. And that's what I believe. God gave me the grace so I could save his children. It's a pretty big deal. Okay. And it drives me crazy when other people try and take that from us and there's not anything we can do about it. When I talk about cutting through red tape to help somebody out, right? So today I'll remember I'm grateful to be alive and recovering. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.